Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is the weekly forecast for Monday, March 21st through Sunday, March 27th. So in this forecast, I'm going to go through the transits for each day of the week, what's going on for the week, Even if we don't have a major transit, it's like, well, why am I freaking out Wednesday when there's no major transits? Because there's always transits. There's always the moon. Um, so I'm going to walk you through each day of the week. Then at the end, do a tarot card reading to let you know about situations that may come up during the week and how to handle them, the advice for the week. And so also, FYI, I always put timestamps. So if you're on that Wednesday, you're like, what the hell is happening? You can bookmark this video, come back to it, and see what I said for Wednesday. Like later. I mean, watch it now, watch it later, watch it anytime. Anyway, if you're new to my channel, if you don't know me, my name is Valentine Lister. I'm a professional astrologer and tarot card reader. And on this channel, I do this weekly forecast every Sunday. And I also do other videos where I teach about tarot, astrology, spiritual practices and topics that I think are cool, that I think you need to know about. And if you want to get to know more about me and book a reading, you can go to valentinelister.com. Okay, so I'm going to get into Monday, March 21st, and this is interesting. So usually, I don't know, usually like when it's the waning phase of the moon, that's when we can relax, enjoy things, but I think it's actually going to be a little bit bumpy. We had a little bit of an ease after the full moon. Like, what is it? That was the, like, kind of after the full moon, there was a little bit of sense of like easing up. But then we have Monday, okay? So it's not so bad. We still have like the wisdom of the waning moon. That's when the moon like loses its light, and it's a time to reflect on like the lessons we learned on things that were illuminated or brought up during like that first quarter moon and that full moon. So, I mean, not so bad. So we have some good and bad. Monday, it's like I feel like we put our battle gear on. We have the moon in Scorpio. So, moon in Scorpio is not great because it's considered in its fall. And the reason is it's because like, it's like Scorpio wants to look at every little detail of what's going on and like feel the emotions and loves intensity and maybe enjoys a little too much like acting out, and like it's kind of like can be, I think the term I've heard is dramatic, and that's probably true. It's like fighting energy, right? So it's a feminine fighting energy, Scorpio being ruled by Mars. And so we're finding that there's wisdom in fighting, is the energy I'm getting. Like we're ready to bring up all of our problems, get messy, and actually do something about them. So we're okay with starting crap with people, starting arguments, because also we have the sun in Aries now. It's a different vibe. So, like, we're okay with getting in people's faces. It's all right. May not be the most like aggressive energy, but could be more like a harsh words type energy because we have the Mars in Aquarius ruling both the moon and the sun in different signs. Um, Right? So it's like this energy of like we're being destructive, we're like cutting people down with words so that we can recreate, so that we can get to where like we feel supported. And so it's like there's some beautiful, okay, so let me just like say what's happening. There is like, so we have Mercury conjunct Jupiter. So that's really nice. I mean, Mercury isn't doing the greatest, is kind of emotional, not really thinking clear, not planning clearly, planning based off of like emotions and just changing circumstances. Um, but it's got this nice support from Jupiter who's helping them out and going like, hey, you don't have to plan out every detail. It's going to be okay. You know, we're going to figure it out. Like, just relax, love people, be compassionate, and it'll all work out in the end. And so that's probably the vibe. Like, that's a big part of the vibe of Monday. But it's not without its disruption. So we have the moon squaring Mars. So it's kind of like oof, aggressive. Like we get emotional and then we just like start fighting with people because we're not getting what we want. So moon square Mars is like tantrum energy. Like we're throwing a tantrum to get what we want. Then moon opposition Taurus. So it's just like like disrupting emotions. It's like Moon in Scorpio. It's like we keep the emotions down. We're like, we feel strong emotions, but we're like, we can't just like fall apart. We have to keep this in. And then something happens, like that Moon opposition Taurus. And then we just let it out. We just start crying and like, oh, getting emotional and like we can't handle things. And then the Moon is squaring Venus. So that's better. Like once it gets to Venus, but Venus is not really in the greatest of positions right now. She's not. She's like being between Saturn and Mars. So it's like maybe just like crying about where we are and that we don't feel free to enjoy things the way we want. Like there's a sense of like we want to tell people in our relationships what we really think, or we want to like have relationships that really embody like the values and ideas and beliefs that we want to put forward into the world, but we can't. And so it's like we're gonna cry about it. We're gonna maybe talk to our friends about it and just like or argue, or just like I don't know, just feel bad for ourselves, or maybe we have empathy and compassion, or we feel for other people. So, I mean, also the Moon in Scorpio is supported by the Jupiter in Pisces. So, like we do have a sense of emotional support. Like even if we're feeling like super emotional and dramatic, we have support from other people to connect with them. And then the Moon is doing an exact trine to Jupiter later, and then a trine to Mercury. So, yeah, it could be we could get into some arguments and some verbal altercations, things like that. Um, but in another sense, like we're able to connect with people and, get support from people. So it may not be the same person. It could be if you have a very up and down relationship or an up and down relationship day. It doesn't have to be your whole relationship. Um, but you'll feel emotion. So it's kind of a mixed bag, but it's definitely a day to see like the wisdom, like in our emotional volatility, like to see like what's that about? Like where is that coming from? Where is the wisdom? Um, like in that. There's also a good chance that maybe I don't know, maybe it won't be so harsh. Like maybe it will be more like assertive energy versus like just super dramatic emotional energy, but your miles may vary. It depends on you. Okay. All right. So for Tuesday, March 22nd, it's a good day to stay in bed, I think. I feel like just stay in bed. No, I mean, first of all, early in the day, you may feel a little tired or off kilter. I don't know. Moon, I do know. What did I say? I don't know. I know. Like the moon is trining Neptune. So it's like very sleepy energy. You may feel like I don't know, run down, like kind of not super centered, just off, but in a good way where you just feel tired, you need extra rest and um, you know, it's not like the worst aspect. And then the moon is sextile Pluto. So maybe we take that nap and we wake up and we go, oh crap, like what just happened? Like something came up in our physical environment or in relation to like physical security or safety or something, or money, job, security and relationships. And we're like, oh crap. Or maybe it's over, I don't know. Well, if you're on the East Coast, it might be over your lunch break. And then it's just like whatever came up with the moon sextile Pluto is just upsetting you enough where you don't feel supported for a little while. We have a couple hours where it's just like the moon is in these last degrees, like feeling unsupported. Um, and then it's like good and bad. Like, so we have this is a big mixed bag this week. I feel like the energy is going to be very up and down because that's what I'm getting. Like when I'm looking, I was like, oh, this is good, but this is like, this is good. This is, like it's very up and down, very like emotionally up and like roller coaster energy. So the moon is going to go into Sagittarius. So that's awesome. We have Jupiter ruling Sagittarius, and it's in Pisces. So feeling good, optimistic, finding meaning in life, like going on these hunches of faith, and then it's like everything works out and very friendship oriented, connection oriented, inclusive. But then Mars is squaring Uranus. And so that's in a sextile to the moon. So it's like, all right, so like this is could possibly be a good thing, but something that might be volatile or disruptive. Um, because like like the Mars in Aquarius is squaring Uranus in Taurus. So it might be disruptive news or disruptive plans or like ideas or concepts or, like what you want to say, like being restricted and people fighting against that and going, you can't keep me, you can't keep doing this. I'm going to fight you. I'm going to fight what you're doing. This is not right. And we're in fight energy season. We're in Sun in Aries. This is fight. Time to fight. Time to go. Um, but it's good for us. It like works out. It works out in the end. It's not like this volatile energy. It may be disruptive. It's like we can't underestimate it. And it may be like harsh criticism, harsh words, because it's in Aquarius, so that tends to be more of like a verbal, like mental energy or social. So real disruptions in society, it's like protest energy, but it doesn't have to be like a big protest. Like I mean, it could be that. So for collective reading, you can see that, no problem, but just a more personal protest type thing. Or you may see that, towards you. It's all around. And so it's like this rebellious energy. Um, and social energy. So the moon is going to trine the sun, and so really be in a harmonious, like fiery aspect. Like we're acting on inspiration in a very like social, like jovial, like let's do this like type of energy, like really feeling connected to each other, like vibrant, alive, and wild and free, and like moved through inspiration. Like everything we do is through inspiration, and we're just not afraid to put up a fight anymore. um like the fight, it's time to fight. It's time to like move forward. So like let's do that, let's do it, enjoy it, see the meaning and wisdom. So we're in the waning phase, like it's seeing the wisdom in even these like disruptive actions. Okay, so whatever was happening around Tuesday, I think is going to be good for us. It's like this disruptive energy that's like, okay, um because um, we're feeling good. I feel like by Wednesday we're feeling good, like just like rowdy, alive, like vibrant, connecting with people. We're like, this is like there's like a fighting energy going on maybe, but we're like we're in this together. Like maybe this like protest together or like just connecting with people. On like something where you want to assert yourself. So like work is a good place, like where we assert ourselves or have conflict, or in our relationship, like you're feeling feisty and you're fighting, but you're like, this is good. This is good for me. Um, yeah, and so it may be trippy, right? Too. So we have the moon sextile Mars with that energy of I'm being feisty. Or maybe people are being feisty or just being like, this is what I think. Okay, right? Or social, like taking action to be social. But then the Mercury is going to conjunct Neptune. So this is either going to feel very trippy, like what is going on? Like I can't see things clearly. I feel like I took something today. Like I feel like my mental faculties are altered. Or maybe we're taking action or making a plan, but it's on information that's not accurate or correct. Like we're being misled. Um, we think it's a good thing, we can't see it clearly. Or maybe it's a bad thing, we can't see it clearly. Maybe it's not that bad. I don't really know yet, but I will know on March 23rd. Um, and there's always the thing that like we feel disoriented like with our plan of action, or we just don't really know exactly like how to move forward, but it's just like let's just keep our head down and keep the party going of whatever happens. Um and like part of my thought is it's like this striving to feel a sense of like pleasure, like Venus is not really in the best placement. It's just like feeling this darkness around our relationships or feeling pleasure or being able to connect with people. And so it's like if you can't feel pleasure, you're just going to do things that are kind of reckless to just see if you can get to that point. So the moon is sextiling Venus. That's why I'm like saying that. And it's like, sorry if this is like too much for you guys, but it reminds me of like nymphomania, right? So a long time ago, I saw a documentary and I've known like clients, like I have background a while ago in mental health, like working in mental health, not just being crazy. So with nymphomania, a lot of the times, and if you've experienced this, you may be able to relate that you're like the person is not actually experiencing pleasure, like they're not having orgasms themselves. Like there is like a pleasure in the connection with like having sex with a lot of people or engaging in sexual activity, but the person is not actually experiencing like sex, like really like a lot of sexual pleasure themselves. Like they're not like having orgasms generally. So that's kind of like the energy I'm getting of like we're enjoying what we're doing. We're enjoying like maybe there is a sense of like reckless energy with this Mars, like, I don't know, tearing things apart or just, I don't know, like being assertive or whatever, like finally being able to say what we think and like just put it out there and not be afraid anymore. But the driving factor is that it's because like we're not really feeling pleasure like genuinely right now. Like we're not able to feel that, like it's just like a messed up like we can't quite get pleasure, so we're gonna get it like wherever we can. And so that I feel like creates like actions that can be dangerous for us or like reckless or not safe for our well-being. um so that's just some of my thoughts for March 23rd on Wednesday. And then also the moon, though, is squaring Jupiter. So it's like the end of that day and going into Thursday. It's um, like we're feeling good. We're feeling good, but we might not be the greatest thing for us. This week is a little mysterious to me. I'm looking forward to doing the tarot reading to because this is like maybe it's because of Neptune in the mix too. It's just going to be like a little bit hard to see things this week. So Thursday, March 24th, it's like we might have a little bit of like a self-destruct type of mode, like I was talking about. So we're feeling good, but it's like, is it really good for us? If it is what we're doing really good for us? So we'll have to figure that out. So we have the moon in Sagittarius sextiling Saturn in Aquarius, and then we have the moon squaring Neptune. So not seeing things clearly, moon squaring Mercury, still not seeing things clearly, like just such emotional action. Things that just working through emotion. And so we're not analyzing things, we're not thinking them through. So are we going to get it together? Like probably not. Okay. And so we have two contra antitias, so two secret oppositions. So we have Venus with Uranus in like a contra antitia, and then a Mercury Sun contra antitia. So it's like pleasure. We want to break free like from not experiencing pleasure and break free in a way that makes us feel good, but we can't quite get there. And then Mercury Sun Antisha, like we want to, I don't know, we want to take action, but then we're not really able to because we can't see things clearly. Um, and so it does think like reckless action and action that's not supported. And then it's like the moon then goes into Capricorn, which is not the most nurturing type energy. And so, it makes me think that like we might be on like full like self-destruct mode, maybe making decisions that are just not the best for us. Now, it's just a day, it's just a vibe. It's like, well, we could get it together, we don't have to worry, but it's like, just like you might want to take some time to reflect on what's happening and to not be so quick to like jump on the bandwagon. Um, if something seems like a good idea, or taking action on something and you think this is like a really good idea, or you really believe in this, it's like you may just be getting swept up in the emotion of it, or just like the community of it, like other people doing that thing. So just maybe taking some time like by yourself to reflect is going to be good, I think, And then I'm thinking Friday is going to be like a wake up call kind of thing, because we have a last quarter moon in Capricorn. Um, Capricorn is that harsh energy. That's not our touchy feely Jupiter and Pisces. And then we have the Sun in Aries. So Sun in Aries is also not the most, um, like touchy-feely sign necessarily. It's good for like for motivation, if you want to take action. It's good for, like really appreciating and enjoying life, like taking life by the horns. Like that's Sun in Aries, but it's not really like this super nurturing energy. And actually, the interesting thing is that it's like, I don't know, you're going to feel maybe more nurturing in your environment or your body, like than you are in the actual like moving forward with things, because Jupiter is making a nice sextile to the moon, but it's not making an aspect to the sun. So, like it might be something like you know, like maybe it's like the push pull of like maybe being pulled to take care of things, but then wanting to escape. Like that, it's kind of like that. Um, and so it's interesting. I said feel good in your body, but I'm thinking like there's also the chance of getting sick from like doing too much, or too much action, or too much like craziness, and just not to, maybe this is a week where we're not taking care of ourselves as much, um or where we're exposed to, we catch something. Because I'm just struck with, like, I think we also might have like things come up for us, like just with our health, and but it might be a good thing, because it might help us step back from like taking action that's not wise, and actually like taking a step back and maybe going, okay, like we have to really like take care of things, like be responsible and be more cautious. So yeah, this is not as bad as I think. Like, because the moon in Capricorn isn't the greatest at like emotionally nourishing, but I'm thinking that maybe we've been too caught up in our emotions, because we have some of that. We had that moon in Scorpio. We had like and we have Jupiter in a water sign, and then we have this fire sign energy. But fire sign is still like a very emotional energy. It's more of like an active, like let's put our emotions out there, but it's still acting on like something that you're feeling, right? And so the moon in Capricorn is going to look at things that more cautiously, more practically, is going to like be concerned about safety, physical security. And so at first I was looking at this thinking like, ooh, that seems harsh. But now going through this week, I'm thinking that like that Capricorn, like last quarter moon, is going to really give us that sense of wisdom, and that we really have to let go of the recklessness and start to think about like our physical health, our safety, our security, the way that we're treating our bodies, and really like take care of things in a more responsible way. And so I think that's what we're going to need by Friday. Okay, so for Saturday, March 26th, I'm seeing that I think we're going to make tough changes that are emotional. But it's not like the worst, it's not the worst thing. Like we have the moon in a sextile to Jupiter. So like we are having some emotional support, like the moon might be a little bit harsh, but then Jupiter and Pisces is like soothing the emotions. So maybe having emotional support from other people, um, maybe feeling disillusioned, but we're getting it together. And just, I think like we will be able to handle emotions coming up, like um, about like plans or communications or like strategy, um, that we're doing to, I don't know, connect with other people, have our emotions. nurtured, like just something to bring us together, basically. Like something about our behavior, even earlier in the week, that's emotional may come to light. And so like we're forced to make tough changes. Maybe there's things about our behavior, about things that are happening that are kind of like scary to us. And so we're like, okay, like let's like put our emotions away and deal with this in a good way. And the moon hits Pluto. So yeah, difficult changes, um, like difficult things coming up. And then the moon is going to ingress into Aquarius. So we're going to think a little bit more objectively and less emotionally. And I think really like it's like a wake-up call that just helps us like get ourselves together in a really productive way. Again, not getting so carried away. Although the moon in Aquarius might get carried away from with a group for an ideal. Um, but there is going to be this sense of like, okay, we have to deal with like the consequences of things. And, it's like, I don't know, time to grow up a little. Okay. And then by Saturday, March 27th, we're almost thinking clearly, with this very dreamy, trippy month with, it was starting with the Pisces new moon, then we had the Virgo full moon, and now we're digesting the things that have happened, the trippiness. Um, so like by Sunday, I think we're going to be able to think more clearly because Mercury is going to ingress out of Pisces and it's going to go into Aries. So yeah, something I didn't mention about yesterday, yeah, it might be like super emotional, too intense emotions as far as like communication and plans and trying to make things work just because, Mercury is going in those last anaretic degrees. And then so Mercury is going to be in Aries early Sunday, and so we can think about things more clearly, more sharply, um, and like more impulsively. Like things just come together like quickly, and we can think and talk and just act more quickly and with more like clarity and just energy. So we're moving into and like the planets start going into Aries, it's like energy time. Like we're reinvigorated. It's like Aries is connected to the spring. And so we're just like, northern hemisphere. But it's like energy, activity, drive, confidence, all those fun things. Um, so I'm thinking just we might have some illnesses or sickness coming up, maybe running our bodies too ragged. Um, or maybe others around us are. And, because the moon is going to make a square to Taurus or Uranus in Taurus. So sometimes that can mean getting sick, could mean disruptive things to the body. Um, sometimes it could be like injuries to the body or something like that. And then the moon is going to sextile the sun. So it just means we may not be fully sick. So it may vary per person because I'm getting like different things. We might be ill or sick, or maybe people around us are, but we're taking better care of ourselves now. We're like, okay, we have to get it together, pull things back. We had a fun couple of weeks, just like letting loose a little bit. But it's time to start thinking clearly. And there's also a sense of things that have happened. There is a disillusioning aspect. Still have like Sun Neptune, or no, this is new. Sun Neptune contra Antitia, secret conjunction. So not we're still not seeing things like completely clearly. Like, we can't see what's happening completely clearly, but we're like, okay, let's work on it. Like, let's get it together. Okay, I'm breaking out the cards to just see what this week is all about. So I'm definitely interested in what these cards are going to be saying because I just feel like there's very up and down like type energy, like where it's like, is this good? Is this bad? Kind of volatile roller coaster to it. So overall energy of the week is an actual wheel. So we have the Wheel of Fortune reversed. So this gives some clarity on this week is about, like bad things happening, but turning out for the best. That's the overall energy of the week. So it's all good. Everything's going to be okay. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. There is a plan to this. Like, this is fitting into the bigger picture of life. There is wisdom. Plans are going to be coming together. Like, things are going to be work out, even if they're a little seedy, a little shady, a little bit, cray cray. Um, and this week also, it's like there's compassion happening with this, like, there's like cutting energy. It's like feisty, but then it's like we're all connecting on that too. We're all having like compassion for each other, and like we're in this together, and we're connecting together, and there's wisdom in what's happening. So it's like misfortune or things not turning out well, but then like we find a solution. We just find a better way. Like, there is no, like with Jupiter, there is never a point where it's like Jupiter doesn't work out. Like, Jupiter is the ruler, right? He's the head honcho. He's like the god, right? So like, if something bad is happening, it's part of a bigger plan, and it's supposed to work out, and it is going to be fortunate. So situations that might come up, no surprise, we're going to have some fights, some rebellious energy, some like don't tread on me, okay, type energy. Um, and so we're going to have some fights happening coming up. It's like protest type energy. And I'm thinking this could also be like just in, personal relationships, just with people, uh, like anyone, where you're like, whoa, stop stepping on my toes, step off. Like, this is who I am. I'm going to defend what I think is right. So, that's pretty clear. Why they're coming up. A person. I feel like this came up like a while ago. It's like, maybe an ongoing fight. Page of Swords. We have people have fighting words. So someone has fighting words for us. So people may antagonize us into an argument. They may be stirring the pot, stirring things up in a way that's like, it's like, it's going to help create things. It's kind of funny energy. Like, it's going to help create things. It's going to help create new starts, new growth, new healing, uh, new energy, like new thoughts. Definitely getting the energy of like new thoughts coming up. And it's a refreshing type energy. So somebody's starting something with you. Somebody's starting something with you, and you're like, no, 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 like, not today, Satan, right? And this is a destructive conflict, but in the end, it's all going to come together. It's like destroying a building so that you can rebuild it. Definitely. Definitely this week. And so the advice, okay, we have the Ace of Pentacles as advice. Just beautiful. I like this. Okay. So new opportunity. New opportunities. Oh, maybe some people are going to fight. They got to fight with their boss and quit their job and get a new job. Okay. So new opportunities with resources. So physical resources. And yeah, new opportunities. Like when it comes to money, comes to like an opportunity to make money or have physical security and comfort, it's like this fertile ground, this garden is here for us to just enjoy. And so it's like this, whatever argument is happening is leading to a new path that's going to lead us to more enjoyment and more fulfillment. So I gave the example of it's like fighting with your boss, quitting your job, getting a new one and getting a better one. It may not be that exact circumstance for you, but it's that type of energy, like where you're fighting with somebody or on something, and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna separate. I'm gonna just do what I think is right. And so that may be stepping away, maybe taking action on something and being more assertive about something. Um, I don't know exactly your circumstance, right? Because it's like I'm reading for everybody that's watching. So you're going to have many circumstances. It depends where it hits your chart as well. But it's going to lead to new opportunities, like a new type of security, which I like that. I really like that. I just feel like it's like golden opportunities. moving forward. And sometimes it's the situation of like we stay in circumstances or positions or stay in responsibilities that we have for too long. And it's just like an okay, it's like a lukewarm, like this is okay for now. And we never actually like take the steps to like move forward when we know it's right, you know? So I'm not saying that like everything in life you have to be happy with and to do it. It's like sometimes you just have to do what you need to do. There's no problem with that. And just, you know, you can have gratitude for that. But the sometimes I think like, you know, the universe is like inviting opportunity and is giving us a push to make changes because it's the time to make a change. And that's what I think this conflict coming up this week is about. And then, you know, whatever it like by the end of the week, it is things coming together. It's like new structures being formed. So we have the outcome of the week as the Three of Pentacles. Really, really, really awesome. It's like a Mars in Capricorn. So it's like a conflict that brings together constructive action or like taking action on something and it ends up being really constructive and you have the support of other people, and so it's like setting new foundations. It's is this feeling of like we're going to do this together, we're going to move forward together, we're not, you know, we're not going to take action and create disruption. We're not going to like let you, you know, peace out right on your job, that example, right? And just let you flounder, right? People are going to be there to support you in this conflict. Like good circumstances, like you're going to be supported. So don't be afraid to be a little feisty and fight and take action to move forward or even to sever things if you need to. That's up to your discretion. I'm not giving you any like I'm not saying yay or nay because I don't actually know for you and I'm not doing like a specific reading for you personally, but if that's what you're feeling like, you know, called to do. And it's also the caveat is if you've been thinking about it for a while, if you've been planning it out for a while, then maybe it's the time to take action on that. You know, it's not like it's kind of energy that seems impulsive, but it's not, maybe not as impulsive as it seems because you've been like considering for a while, like whether to take action and you've kind of made some plans on taking action on it. And it's like now is maybe the week where you're getting the push to just move forward on that. All right, so that's all I'm getting for this week. I am going to take an image of the cards and then at the end I'll put some videos that I think you'll want to watch next. All right, guys, here are the images of the cards for the week. So all the way to the left is the Wheel of Fortune reversed. That's the overall energy of the week. And then the second card from the left, which is the Seven of Wands, is situations that may come up. The middle card is the Page of Swords reversed. That's why that situation is coming up. The fourth from the left is the Ace of Pentacles. That's the advice for the week. And then the fifth card from the left is the Three of Pentacles, and that's the outcome for this week. And so love you guys. Just a reminder to like, subscribe, share this video out, hit the bell to be notified, do all the things if you like this video, but especially like share it if you think it's like really good advice, really good reading. You want other people to know about this weekly reading. It can help them. Be awesome. All right. I love you guys and I will see you soon. Bye-bye. If you like this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified for whenever I release a new video every single week.